Hello, I'm Carla, a career specialist with the East Baton Rouge Parish Library's Career Center, and today I'm going to walk you through the process of applying for a job at CVS. I'm going to take myself off screen so we can go through the process. So here we are at the CVS website. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will find the link for careers under corporate information. So we'll click the link that says careers, and it will take us to the place where we can search for a job by either job title or location, and we'll choose location. I'm going to put in the zip code for the library, 70816 in Baton Rouge, and I'm going to search for stores within 5 miles of that zip code and click search. And it tells us there are 64 results for that location search. So as you can see, there are several positions here available that you can apply for, from management trainee to pharmacy technician. I'm going to go with the retail store associate position. I'm going to select the one on Florida Boulevard. So we'll just click on the job title, and it'll bring us to a description of the position. It tells you what the job functions are, duties, qualifications, education, and then an overview of the CVS company, their mission, and things like that. So we're just going to click on apply. Okay, so if you are a new applicant to CVS, you would click on new user and you would set up an account. You do so by putting in your email address, selecting a password. It tells you the password requirements here. It has to be 8 to 25 characters, upper and lowercase letters, 1 special character, a number, and no spaces. And then it will ask you security questions that you will have to answer in the event that you got locked out of your account. I'm going to go back to login because I actually created a profile here earlier to make this process a little simpler for me. Hopefully I typed that password in correctly. I did. Okay, so I don't need to remember my password. Okay, here it's taken us to the start of the application, and it tells us that it takes about 26 to 30 minutes to complete. Okay. Gives you a little bit more information about what the application process requires, and click continue to proceed. Okay, it asks if you're a current employee of CVS or any of its affiliates or subsidiaries. I'm going to click no and continue. Here it gives you the option to upload your resume or to just fill it out manually. I do have my resume uploaded, but I'm going to skip that for now. Actually, I'm going to go back. Okay, so I've put in all name and email address. For the address, I use the library's address, city, state, zip code, and it asks if I authorize CVS to communicate with me by SMS, meaning text message. I said no. And then I'm going to click continue. It says I have not added any educational information, so I'm going to add that now. My applicant is actually a student at LSU, so I'm going to put that information in. So that information is in. I'm going to click save. And there's an optional skills section. So because my fictional applicant has experience working in restaurants, I added first skill customer service, hotels, and restaurants. I think you add skills by just beginning to type. I can type customer service, and it gave you different options. So if you had worked for an airline, domestic help, food preparation, you could select that. Retail also, I'm going to select that one as well. And we'll add those and click continue. Now we're going to add work experience. I'm going to click add work experience to add some jobs. Okay, so I've already added my 2 most recent jobs, and I'm going to walk you through how I apply, how I will add the 3rd one. I'm going to put in the title of the company, and it is Coffee Shop. Job title was barista. The start year 2013, 2015. And then I'm just going to put in some job responsibilities. Okay. So once you started when you left and some of the responsibilities that you had while you were there, click save. Okay, so my 3 entries have been put in, and I'm going to click continue to move on to the next step. So how did you hear about this job? And click continue. Now it's going to ask you some voluntary self-identification questions, things about race and gender, and you can either answer these questions or you can choose not to. So I'm going to say I do not wish to self-identify, and I do not wish to self-identify, and we're going to click continue. Same thing for disability. If you have a disability that you want to claim, you can put that information in, or you can say you don't wish to answer. I'm going to say do not wish to answer. And now it has the applicant's first name, Allie, last name, Gator, today's date. If you were a current employee, you would put in the employee ID. We're not, so we're just going to click continue. Again, it asks if you are a veteran, and you have the option to identify yourself as a veteran or to skip that question. I'm going to say I'm neither a veteran, nor am I the spouse of a veteran, nor am I the family member of someone who serves in the U.S. military. This question says, our company participates in various veteran celebrations, remembrances, and recruiting events. I would like to be contacted to learn more about how I can participate in these events. Yes or no? I'm going to say yes and click continue. The next section is about availability. On average, how many hours are you interested in working per week? My fictional candidate is actually a student, so we're not going to sign her up for a full-time position, but we do want to have a fighting chance of getting a call for this job, so I'm going to say 12 to 20 hours. And to help provide better service for our customers, if multilingual, please select applicable languages. So I'm going to say that I can speak Spanish. Okay, so Spanish is selected, and shift availability. I'm going to say, so it defaults to any time on weekdays or weekdays. Again, because I'm applying as a student, I'm going to say, I'm going to leave anytime on weekends, but I'm going to change the weekdays to afternoons and evenings. Or let's say evenings and nights. Okay, so I've selected some options for Monday through Friday. And I left Saturdays and Sundays open. So I'm going to click continue. Additional information. Do you or will you in the future need immigration sponsorship from an employer in order to obtain, extend, or renew your authorization to work in the U.S.? If you're a U.S. citizen, this does not apply to you, and you will click no. This next question says that in order to, as a condition of employment with CVS, you are asked to take a drug screening. And you answer yes or no, or whether you are willing to submit to a drug test. I'm going to say yes. Okay. Now, because there's a minimum age, I think it was 16, you choose your age range. And I'm going to say I'm going to say 21 older. If hired, can you prove that you are legally able to work in the US? Yes. Have you ever been employed by CVS? No. What is your base pay expectation for this position? Because this is meant to be a part-time position, I'm just going to choose under 20. Obviously, that would change depending on how many hours you're applying for. And I'm going to click continue. So this application is just verifying my personal information, your first and last legal name, address. Okay, after your address, it says current address from date, which I believe is an odd way of asking how long you lived at that address. So I'm going to see if I can type in. No, it won't let me, so I have to go back. And I'm just going to choose August 1st, 2019. And we're going to click continue. Employment application, education history. And it's important to note, failure to provide education details may disqualify you from further consideration. So you want to make sure that you're answering questions accurately and completely in order to boost your chances of getting hired. Okay, many jobs have minimum educational requirements that must be listed here. Do you have a valid, verifiable educational degree or diploma? And I'm going to say yes. High school diploma? High school? Okay, so because my applicant is actually a college student, their highest verifiable level of education is high school diploma. So I went ahead and put in that they graduated from high school. You don't really have a major in high school, so I put non-applicable NA. And then I just added some fictional school information, the name, country, address, city, state, and zip code. So this is all fictional, obviously, and you're going to click continue. Employment application licensure information. Do you want to add a professional license or certification? No. Have you ever had a professional license or certification revoked or suspended? Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to, no. No. And has there been prior disciplinary action taken on your credentials? No. And we're going to click continue. Okay, so this part is a little confusing. It's asking for work history, even though I've already put in all my work history. So I'm just going to say, no, I don't have any employment history to add, and click continue. Okay, so this section actually does ask you to re-enter all your employment work history with a bit more detail. So I've already added my most recent employer. It asks you to go back 10 years, starting with your most recent. So I've added my 2 most recent employment positions, including start date, job duties, job title, reason for leaving if you left, name of your supervisor, and if you can contact them. It asks for their phone number and address. And so I've already added the first 2. I'm going to add the third one, which is, again, it's Okay, so I added my third employer, Coco's Coffee Shop, at which I was a barista, added job duties, said no, I'm not currently employed there, put in my start and end date, reason for leaving, information for my supervisor, address, phone number, and when all that's done, you click continue. Okay, and it's asking for one professional reference, preferably a former manager or supervisor. So I'm just going to choose the person listed as my current supervisor. Supervisor. Now it's asking if you've ever been excluded from participating in a federal health program like Medicare or Medicaid. I'm going to say no. Are you currently disbarred, suspended, or otherwise ineligible to participate in federal health care programs? No. Have you knowingly used in the past 3 years narcotics, amphetamines, barbiturates, other than those prescribed by a physician? No. I guess it's asking you this because it did mention earlier that you would have to take a drug test as a condition of employment, and because it's a pharmacy, I'm sure they take that sort of thing very seriously. Okay. There's a statement about their drug policy. I'm going to say that I read it and click yes. There's some information specific to Massachusetts applicants and Maryland. So I'm going to say no, not a Maryland applicant. Notice to all applicants that you are certainly free to read in more detail, but I'm going to read it. I'm just going to scroll through and click agree and put in my legal name. I'll read it later and click continue. Work opportunity tax credit. Again, you're free to read this if you want to learn more about it. I'm just going to click continue. Okay, if you want to participate in this tax credit, they're requiring that you complete an online survey. I'm going to click continue. Age range 18 to 24. Have you worked for this employer previously? No. No. Have you received any government assistance like TANF? No. No. Did you receive SNAP or food stamps in the past year? No. Has anyone in your family received SNAP or food stamps in the past year? No. Okay, so now that questionnaire is done, I think it's going to take me back to the application. Okay, summary of job application. It says I didn't submit a resume because I wanted to show you how to input this information manually, but I'll go ahead and see if it'll allow me. Yes, it will allow me to put in a resume now, so I'm going to do that quickly. Okay, so my resume is attached. My personal information, educational history, skills, and work experience are all there. All these voluntary self-identification questions have been put in, our availability, this additional information, the more detailed employment application, which has your detailed work history, is all there. Just going to keep scrolling all the way through. It has our reference that we put in and that we completed the WOTC questionnaire. And then we're going to click submit. Okay, data submission completed. So I think we have finally completed this lengthy application. It says, thank you for your interest in CVS Health. Please accept this as a confirmation of receipt of your information for this position. Okay, it also says that there is a virtual drive tryout. A link with instructions will be provided with this section, and it must be completed. Okay, it must be completed even if you've already taken it beforehand. If no link is presented above, which there's not a link here, then please accept this as confirmation that your profile has been submitted. So I guess it's not requiring. Maybe it's only for certain positions that you have to do the virtual job tryout. I'm not really certain, but it didn't give us the link for that. So I think that means we are done. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window. And we're back at the Career Center's homepage. Please visit our website and check out all the great resources we have for job seekers. And if this video was helpful at all to you, please like it, leave a comment. Feel free to leave suggestions for other application walkthroughs that you would like to see us add to the video, and we'll consider that. Yeah, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful, and have a great day.